欢迎收看现场面对面。我们今天是市长候选人的专访节目，我是主持人马健。希望我们的观众能欢迎我们市长候选人 Adrian Garcia。
你好 ，Thank you for having me.
Very nice, Adrian. Adrian 在我们这个亚裔的社区耕耘了很多年，非常热衷参与我们的事务，也一直代表我们的这个社区的这个选民的很多意愿。那 Adrian 呢，这次是放弃了他这个休斯顿 County 这个 Sheriff， 就是休斯顿警长的这个职务来参选，对他来说是一个很大的损失，因为他如果不管怎么样，他这个警长是不能够再继续续任下去。那如果他能够保险的话，他其实可以继续做他的警长，所以他是一种付出，以这个 public service 的心态来参选我们市长的这个竞选。Adrian, I was telling our viewers that you definitely are very wholeheartedly into public service because by giving up the position of sheriff, you're giving up a position that controls $420 million in budget. You are at the top of the food chain and law enforcement. By giving that up and taking a chance to come to the mayor race is because you want to give back to the community.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. You know, I've enjoyed this city. This city has been incredible to my family and I. Having been the only American born in my family, growing up right here in Houston, my entire adult career has been about serving others and serving the city. Because it's embraced me, it's embraced my family. Growing up not speaking English, this is a city that gave me the opportunity to be before you as the likely mayor of the city of Houston. And so how can you not serve this great community and to love the great diversity that exists right here, including the Chinese and Asian community that I respect and admire so very much. I am so grateful to have this opportunity to share with you.
Thank you, Adrian。Adrian 呢，在这个亚裔社区，他能够了解我们新的移民跟我们亚籍移民的这个心情，因为他本身虽然他是在美国长大的，但是他的父母也是移民。他当年成长的时候，他连英文都不会讲，所以他能够了解我们在这个休斯顿这个多元化这个种族的城市里面，怎么样能够打拼，怎么一步一步的做到现在。Adrian 一直都很感激休斯顿市民对他的这个休斯顿市这个我们的这个多元化，他一直感激，所以他想要回馈于社区，也回馈给选民。那我们要现在问一下我们Adrian 他过去这30年来所做过的职务与他的经历。Could you tell our viewers a little bit about your past experiences and your public services that qualifies you and makes you the best candidate for mayor?
Well, first of all, I've been serving the public, as I mentioned earlier, for 35 years. I started as a Houston police officer. Mayor Lanier asked me to help him start the mayor's anti-gang office. And then Mayor Brown asked me to lead the office. And then I decided to seek the public's permission to serve them on Houston City Council, which I did. I was elected in 2003 alongside Mayor Bill White. And I was the chair of the city's Public Safety and Homeland Security, the chair of the city's Minority Women Business Enterprise Committee. And also I helped to co-chair the Flood and Drainage Committee, along with Councilmember Ada Edwards. And so that collective experience working with Mayor Bill White, and then Mayor White also appointed me as his vice mayor with him during his administration before I was elected to be the sheriff of Harris County. But then I put my name on the ballot to serve the public as the sheriff of Harris County, the largest county in the state of Texas, the third largest in America. With a workforce of nearly 5,000 people, an operating budget of nearly $500 million, and a constituency of over 4 million people. I was elected, the people gave me the permission to serve them, and I stepped in a time when the sheriff's office was in shambles, $60 million over budget. In that same year, we spent $40 million in overtime, and we were overcrowded by 2,000 inmates in the county jail. When I resigned my position to ask for the public support to serve them as mayor, I closed out my 4th consecutive under budget year. We went from 40 million in overtime to 6 million. We're no longer overcrowded. And we kept the lid on crime in spite of the fact that we've had thousands of people come to live in Harris County. So that collective experience and success makes me the likely choice for the people as the next mayor of Houston. But I am not taking anything for granted. My theme is One Houston. I don't want any community felt unrespected, unattended to, unaddressed. And so I'm happy to be here with you to address the Chinese and Asian community that I love so much, and I want to ask for your permission to serve you as your mayor.
Adrian, you want to be mayor for all Houstonians, not for a select few.
That's exactly
right. And your unique background stands out among the candidates because of the fact that you basically ran a corporation. You're an executive that ran a corporation that had a $420 million budget.
Major corporation.
That's right. And you had employees to deal with, and you're able to learn from that experience. And being on the city council and being with Houston Police Department gives you the know-how. And being on the boards in the city, you know how to planning, zoning, flood control. These are what our constituents are most concerned about.
That's right.
It's safety.
That's right.
And this is your forte, is public safety.
That's right.
我们 agent 呢，他这个很特别的经历啊，他从1980年代开始，他是休斯顿市警察局的这个警员，他是从最基层做起，所以他能够了解这个社区，不管是好的社区跟我们华人这个 A 里或是西南区，他能够了解到这个普通市民会遇到的这个问题。他一步步做起之后呢，他在过去4任市长的任内都有受到重视。他被指派于这个反帮派的这个专题的这个小组，然后呢，他后来竞选这个市议员，做了6年的市议员。在做了市议员的时候，他也受到当时的市长 Bill White 指派为这个代理市长。之后呢，他又出来竞选这个Harris County 的这个 Sheriff， 就是我们的警长。警长他手上握有4亿2千万的这个经费，所以呢，他对于这个管理与制度的这个经验是非常的深厚。他能够知道怎么样去管理人与管理这个经费，这个很重要，因为我们休斯顿市有很大的这个压力，就是这个 budget， 就是我们怎么去平衡这个收入与支出。另外 Adrian 呢也跟我们有提到，他说他能够了解我们休斯顿华人选民、华人跟亚裔选民的苦衷，他也知道怎么样去重视我们的问题。Now, I also want to ask for our viewers is that we already know that you're very different from other candidates based on your background, but what have you done in the past with the Asian community to understand our plight?
Well, you know, being someone who understands what it's like to be in an environment where you can't effectively communicate with the mainstream. You know, I grew up not speaking English, as I mentioned earlier, so I know that sometimes there's frustration, there's anxiety, and you feel sometimes like you're not really being respected or attended to. So I've always understood that. I grew up with that experience. But when I was a Houston police officer, and when we stepped in to start the anti-gang office, we knew that the Asian community was being challenged. And so this is how I got to meet some of the people who continue to be some of my dearest friends, Jackson Chang, Kenneth Lee, Leon Chen, and many others. They helped us form the Mayor's Asian Anti-Gang Advisory so that we can properly serve the public. And this goes back to the mid-90s. And then when I was elected to serve on Houston City Council, working alongside a gem of the community and someone that I call as a dear big sister or my favorite aunt, Helen Chang. Working alongside her to understand and embrace and support the Chinese community. She provided me the opportunity and my family to travel to China for the first time, serving and representing the city and making sure that we are attracting foreign investment from China into Houston, and making sure that Houston and City Hall is providing a welcoming atmosphere for businesses that want to come to Houston. And so it's imperative that the community be successful. That's the experience that I have. And then when I became the sheriff's office has never seen the kind of diversity that I brought to the highest levels of the office. And in fact, an Asian American was the first one to serve at the highest ranks of the office. Now, typically, law enforcement leaders are pressed by the community. Why don't you have someone much more diverse on your command staff? Why don't you appoint more people? No one had to ask me that. Major Michael Wong stepped into the office with me on day one because he was qualified, he was competent, he was a good leader, and he helped me through all the years that I served as the sheriff of Harris County. That respect comes natural to me. And because I wanted to make sure that, one, every segment of the community could see itself, feel respected, feel protected. And so this is something that I didn't have to give any thought to. And I didn't look at him as a Asian American or a Chinese American. I looked at him as a member of the community who, like me, simply wanted to serve. And so all this entire attitude comes in one package. That package is Adrian Garcia. And so throughout, whether it's as a police officer, mayor's anti-gang office, city council, sheriff, I have never left the Chinese or Asian community unattended to and not fully respected.
I was telling our viewers earlier that that unique experience of moving up step by step, you could see the plight of the new immigrants, but you could also get to the other level, knowing that we need to attract investments to this great city of ours, to know that there's different levels of help. Just by providing more police officers on the street doesn't mean it'll improve the crime rate.
That's right.
Let me tell our audience what you just told us, because that is very important for them to understand why you understand Asian Americans more than any other candidate. 我们 Adrian 呢，他这个当年我记得在休斯顿1980年代、1990年初的时候，那时候我年纪很小，但是我记得那时候我们休斯顿中国城呢有一些很严重的帮派的问题，尤其是组织性的犯罪。那时候 Adrian 就有市长成立当初第一个专门针对亚裔防止犯罪、防止组织性犯罪跟帮派的这个小组，他就是小组的发起人。如果你现在看过去25年来，我们休斯顿中国城没有任何的这个组织性的犯罪，也没有任何的帮派的问题。我们跟东岸跟西岸的大城市比，为什么我们能这样子？因为当初他一早开始，他就能够从这个从根把这个问题铲除掉。从这里，他那个时候就认识我们很多华人社区的活跃的人士。从那个时候开始，他能够了解到我们华人所需要面对的问题，就是一，我们要能够安家立业，我们要能够安全；二，就是我们要能够在事业上能够得到帮助，就是吸引很多这个投资来休斯顿，来代表我们休斯顿走出德州，走出世界。那 Adrian 能够了解到我们所需要做的事情。另外 ，Adrian 也很特别，就是他当年在休斯顿市政府的时候，已经用市政府的名义去过了中国，他能够了解到我们华夏文化的深奥与精髓，他能够了解到我们需要国际上的支持。我们不只是休斯顿一个城市，我们是一个国际化的都市。我们现在要稍后一下再继续我们专访我们休斯顿市候选人 Adrian Garcia。欢迎继续收看现场面对面我们市长候选人的专访，我是主持人马健。我们今天很荣幸有 Adrian Garcia， 就是我们 Harris County 的前任总警长在摄影棚为我们亚裔的选民回答一些问题。Adrian 在这个休息之前呢，有提到他不只去过中国。他当年有去过这个我们大庆油田，他对这个石油与石化业非常的熟悉，他也了解我们休斯顿在这个国际上在这个石化业的举足轻重，所以他会继续的去招商，让我们休斯顿这个商业机会越来越多。另外，刚刚 Adrian 也提到一个很重要的一点，就是很多华人可能不知道，就是我们这个 Harris County 的这个总警长的职务是 Adrian 刚卸任的，但是他当年6年前在刚上任的时候，同时就指派了一个副总警长，是我们华人，是 Michael Wang。Michael Wang 在我们华裔在我们侨界这个社区也是非常的活跃，但是在这个之前，我们从来没有一个华人能够做到这个职位。他选派 Michael Wang， 他自己 Adrian 有讲到说是他很胜任，而且他也服务了多年在这个警界。但是也很重要，就是你要做到这个职位的话，是要有长官赏识，因为很多人的这个经验都差不多，很多人都会有这个使命感，也有这个专业，但是能够做到这个副总警长的话，就是需要这个上级上面的提拔。那 Adrian 一上台一上任，就重视到我们亚裔，他重视到这个族群的平衡与公平，这点是非常重要的，因为他本身就是少数民族，他能够知道说能够做到这个首长的职位有多么的难，所以他会给所有这个少数民族机会，一个平等的机会去竞争。I just told our viewers that your views on equality and giving minorities the right opportunity to make it, because you did it yourself the same way.
Right.
That a lot of people
That's
are
right.
capable. We call it a glass ceiling for women or a bamboo ceiling for Asians. There's an invisible ceiling. Now, we don't use it as a crutch. We understand that there's a lot of people that are qualified. For example, in the sheriff's office. But to make it to the top, there's luck, and there's also, very importantly, someone up there that recognizes
and appreciates it. That's right.
The need to have that representation.
That's right.
And not everyone's willing to do that, but you did. Now, Adrian, I also want to ask you, if you become mayor for us, what would you do for Houston and for the Asian community?
Well, first of all, Houston is a town where if you want to work hard, play by the rules, this is a place where you can be incredibly successful. And we have to make sure to maintain that business-friendly attitude right here in Houston. You know, the Asian community is a thriving, entrepreneurial, strong, driven community. And we want to make sure that your success is the city of Houston's success. So I want to make sure that we maintain Houston as a business-friendly city. And what does that mean? That means that if you are a businessman, on no matter what side of town you're on, whether you're here on the west side of town, southwest, or on the north side of town, and you want to open a business, you want to start a restaurant, you want to construct a building, you need the permitting process to work for you so that you can get going, open your doors, start employing people, and help the local economy. I want to make sure that the permitting process for all people, all business people, whether small or large, are having an expedient, efficient process so that you can get your investment to start working for you and start working for the city.
That is important because that's critical to changing poverty for the economic disadvantages. First is to expedite and make entrepreneurs easier because immigrants, they didn't have a choice. We have to start our own business.
That's right.
我们这个市长候选人 Adrian Garcia 他这个提议很重要。他说他如果选上市长的话，他第一就是他要能够让我们这个自己做生意的这个申请这个执照变成简易很多，因为我们很多移民我们要自己做生意，不管是开个小店铺，或是不管是申请什么执照都很复杂。他要把这个程序简化，能够便民，就是服务人民，所以大家都能够安居乐业。最主要是大家都能够赚到钱，这招商跟商业化的这个发展对 Adrian 来说是非常重要的。Adrian, we talked about business development and expediting and making it easier for small businesses to thrive in this community. We also want to talk about what else are you going to do?
Well, you know, I've been to China several times, and my Niar and Tai Tai were able to join me. And so I want to make sure that we continue to go to China, attract foreign investment, make the EB-5 programs work successfully for those investors, and making sure that they find Houston a place that will embrace them and support them and help them be successful. But also we want to make sure that we open the rest of the doors of the world to all of our local business people. You know that our airport system, now we are the only North American city that has an airport system that hits all of the 6 most inhabited continents in the world. And so we want that to be a leveraging point that helps people do business and travel across the world. Now, a good friend named Leon Chen told me that we have to start focusing on the next evolution of that process by making sure that we start the dialogue to have direct flights into the southern region of China, which have natural business partners for the city of Houston because there's an incredible amount of oil and gas industry there. And so we need to make sure that we're reaching out to attract that to come to Houston.
Perfect. That Leon was able to work with you to have the foresight to plan ahead of what the next global economy is.
That's
what the
exactly
next changes.
right.
We want to stay a step ahead of our competitors.
That's right.
Like you said, Houston, not only do we have a very good airport system, we also have one of the largest seaports.
That's exactly right.
We're conveniently located in the middle of the continental United States. So we have a lot of natural advantages that our next leader has to take advantage of.
That's exactly right.
Adrian 是说有提到这个很重要，就是我们休斯顿呢，因为这个天然的这个本身的这个条件就很好，我们的机场是四通发达，我们有很深的这个海港，所以我们这个海运的话也很方便。我们 Adrian 在华裔社区有很多很好的朋友，尤其是我们华人朋友对他有给他很多建议，让他了解到我们在中国的未来，尤其是南部需要开发新的航线。而且 Adrian 也知道说，这个 EB-5 用这个投资移民方式来到美国，他也希望便利于投资移民，因为能够来休斯顿投资，对我们休斯顿是好处，对投资者是好处。我们要把打开这个移民之门，打开投资之门，让我们这个休斯顿跟这个全世界都能够接轨上，尤其是跟我们中国要强化跟中国跟亚洲的关系。Adrian 我们现在要再问他另外一个问题是说，他如果当上市长，除了这个商业与这个移民跟这个让我们的这个收入能够增加的话，还有什么别的能够帮助我们 ？Adrian, except for increasing our income, which is basically economic development, which is critical to any kind of success. We also want to talk about a little bit about the issues we have on the streets, especially in Southwest Houston.
Well, listen, I remember when the community was on fire, when we started to do a very simple project like repair Bel Air, and it brought the community to a standstill. It hurt business. we need to make sure that we do our infrastructure projects quickly, efficiently, and get out of the way of business so that the community can continue to thrive. But that requires for us to pay attention to how we're using the very, very limited dollars that we have to ensure that we can repair the streets, that we can do it fast, do it quickly, and not have to do a major project all at once, but rather do it in increments so that it doesn't hurt the community. One of the biggest challenges that we have in the Southwest area, for good reasons, is the traffic congestion. And so we don't need a major street construction project to be occurring and then expect the traffic to flow smoothly. It just will not happen. So we need to be very thoughtful. We need to bring community leaders to the table, plan the project, and get everybody's support so that no one is caught by surprise. And I remember during that project, there's people who are trying to navigate and cross the street, and there was accidents. All that happened without any dialogue from the city. My mission is to make sure that when we do projects, do them for the right reasons, that we are thoughtful and proactive in engaging the community and make sure that we've learned from our past mistakes so we don't repeat them again.
Adrian 呢跟我们这个选民讲过，他说他了解到我们当初 Bel-Air 重建的时候呢，带给了很多不便给民众与我们的这个企业人士，尤其在会影响到我们这个商业的这个发展。那他讲的问题很重要，他讲这个解决问题的方式很重要。他说呢，依着他身为市长之后，他会让我们这个整个社区都能够，我意见能够让这个市政府能听到。就是说，这个我们社区的领袖与我们社区的人士跟市政府能够事先讲好，就是安排好下一个这个修路或是整修在哪里，这样子我们事先准备就不会影响到不像之前发生的问题。Adrian 也了解到这个我们这个塞车跟我们这修路会带来的这个塞车的时间上的问题，像说这是要个统筹来一个总结来做的一个项目，而不是说就是一步一步，然后说做就做，他会做出一个长期的规划，然后能够增加我们的市容，能够让我们的道路更加的方便，也不会有这么多的塞车，也会让我们这个休斯顿华人聚集的地方更加的繁荣。Adrian, we just told the viewers your plans for fixing our traffic issues, our road conditions. I want to talk about a little bit about your family, because Asian Americans, immigrants, we're very, very family oriented, are very community oriented. Yeah. We all have cousins. Family is important to us.
Yes, it is.
Could you tell us about a little bit about your family?
Well, my wife and well, first of all, I'm just so fortunate to have an incredible woman in my life. We've been married for 23 years. We have a 20-year-old daughter, but we met in middle school, and because our families knew each other, and I was still in a kidding way that we are the product of an arranged marriage, because our parents knew us, and my mother would always talk about my wife, but we grew up respecting each other, and then we started to date. And then we started an incredible family together. But it's so interesting that we both come from a family of six. I had six in my family. My wife had six in her family, and we only have one New York. But my wife has been very supportive. She's also a small business leader as well. And our daughter is in her second year at the University of Texas, studying international relations. She's been with me on every major trip that I've taken around the world. And I have always told her, please learn the world, because it's really small. And at the end of the day, we have more in common than we give ourselves credit for. But that's my beautiful family.
We want to definitely let our viewers know that there's so much in common between the Hispanic culture and Asian or Chinese American culture. It's uncanny.
It is.
But that's why we can understand each other and understand the plight and the needs for each other. Adrian 他的这个家庭生活非常的美满，他跟他太太跟夫人结婚了23年，女儿已经20岁了。女儿呢，Adrian 不管是到全世界去哪里出差或是拜访，他都会带着女儿，因为他也希望他女儿能够了解到我们休斯顿的未来是一个国际化的都市，所以要有国际的观念。他女儿在 UT 现在是第2年，念的就是这个国际关系法 （International Relations）。那 Adrian 自己也知道，他跟他太太呢， 从小就认识，从10几岁在中学就认识。那呢，就跟我们华人有时候是指腹为婚的这个道理差不多。但是他们非常的幸福美满，因为他们能够在中学父母家庭都认识，所以我们讲究的门当户对这一点，在我们这个西班牙裔的这个居民上也能看得出来，跟我们这个华人的传统很多是很相似的。那我们现在在这里要非常感谢 Adrian Garcia 能够到我们节目，然后关注我们华人的选民跟我们华人社区的需要。We want to thank you on behalf of the Asian community and the Chinese viewers.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Adrian. It's good seeing you.
Thank you so much. 谢谢。
谢谢各位观众，观赏我们现场面对面市长候选人的专访。如果想要更多的资讯，关于 Adrian Garcia 的话，请到他的网站 www.adriangarcia.com 来，如果要支持他的选民，可以到网站去找更多的资讯。谢谢收看。